Good morning, Dane.
Good morning, Tim.
You doing okay today?
I'm doing well.
Good. Have you had breakfast yet?
I have had breakfast, but it's about lunchtime, so maybe it's a good time to talk about hunger ministry.
Yeah, I was kind of angling towards that. We got a few minutes till we have to go to eat lunch, so if you hear a gurgle or something, it's definitely about hunger.
I'll ignore it, and maybe we can just put that on the silent version.
Go beep. You know. Tell me what's going on in Hunger Ministries in the WRBA.
Hunger ministry is taking a radical shift from what we've done in the past.
Okay.
The good news is that Baptists in Waco have been involved in hunger ministry for a long time. It's actually taken different shapes through the years, but we have decided that it's time for us to radically change our approach. The reason for that is that we have found through a lot of studies that there is tremendous duplication of resources in McLennan County.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are really wanting to address the issue of hunger and poverty. And the fact is, McLennan County is one of the most impoverished counties in the state.
Yeah.
So there are a number of faith-based groups, other kind of nonprofits that are attempting to address hunger and poverty in various ways. Up until this point, we have had a small voice, and we have had a narrow approach. And our task force over the past year has been extensively examining this and have decided to propose that we become an important player or important voice among the many others.
Yeah.
And that we coordinate our efforts more intentionally so that we can avoid duplication of resources and actually make a greater impact.
Okay. Sounds pretty large as far as the scope of the whole thing. Our association encompasses McLennan County and even a little bit beyond. But what are some of the specifics that you think will be coming out of this new direction in the next few months? What are some things we could expect?
One of the best examples I can give is that we're identifying areas that are underserved. And we're using that term to describe an area where perhaps there's no food pantry, or there might be a food pantry that's operating for 1 or 2 hours once a week, or maybe once a month. And that's a specific example, actually. And so once we identify areas that are underserved, we want to begin working with churches and other entities to help address the needs of that area.
Okay.
And so we'll bring to bear financial resources, persons that have experience, training, helping churches and other entities to know what resources are available that they can point individuals to. So our first task is to identify underserved areas, and then to be proactive in working with the churches in those areas to resource them and help them. We'll not be doing the ministry for them.
Right.
So WRBA will not be operating a network of food pantries. Instead, we will be resourcing through training and other ways churches that get the vision of how to resolve these issues in the underserved areas of our county and surrounding areas.
Yeah. I know from a presentation I was at last year that like the summer feeding program for children who get the free lunches during the school year, that they had identified that during the summer there are some, like a month in August, and there's some spots around the community where those summer feeding programs simply don't exist, and there's like some areas in town called food deserts where people can't go a reasonable distance and buy good food. All they have is maybe a convenience store or a liquor store with candy and soda and or liquor, but they really can't go buy a head of lettuce or tomatoes. So those are the kind of things you'll be helping churches to assess in their communities?
Absolutely, and we are taking advantage of some incredible resources for us that are available. For example, we're working closely with Baylor University's School of Social Work. They have world-class scholars that Dr. Gaynor Yancey is an example, that we're engaging now so that we benefit from their knowledge, their background, and their resources. There are other entities that have been meeting in McLennan County for quite some time that have amassed an amazing amount of research. So essentially, we're not starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're gaining the benefit of what others have done and then taking that knowledge and applying it with the local church.
So if somebody wants to get more information or get involved in hunger ministry in this area, what do they do?
They can contact our office by phone or by email, and we'll put you in contact with our Hunger Ministry Task Force, and they would be the ones that would be able to put you in contact with other resources that would be helpful to you, and that's their specific assignment, and they're ready to do it.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate you sharing.
Appreciate you asking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.